I am live, live, live. I'm here. I'm here. A little technical difficulties today getting on, but I'm here. Hey, I am ready. As the title says, LA is Trump's big, beautiful distraction. I'm not even setting it up or doing any of that today. Whoever's going to hear it is going to hear it. Whoever's going to see it is going to see it. I'm just getting right into it. That's what I'm going to do. No, because I could have studied and and brought you a bunch of facts and all that, but just as honestly as I can, uh, whoever's gonna say I'm hating, they're gonna say it. I really cannot stand MAGA. I don't care what nationality or they are. I can't stand them. This president is no leader. The greatest thing you have to lead is compassion. And this man cruelty because he's a wannabe king, wannabe dictator. But as we know, cruelty never lasts. Because see, a wise leader knows there's times where you have to that cruelty and kindness are of and compassion are of the same coin. There's times where you have to be do some things that would be seen cruel to your people, but in the long run, they will see the kindness and the sacrifice it took. There is none of that with this man in office. None. He's a one-way street. Look at his history and don't take my word for it. Look at his history. One-way street. But let's focus on the matter at hand here. If you listen to certain news stations and MAGA and Trump supporters and Trump himself with this speech he gave today at Fort Bragg, he's fighting war, Americans against Americans, and then to make it even more personal, he reinstated the names on the army bases of all the Confederate leaders, Robert E. Lee and everybody else. He reinstated all those names. Those names were taken off for a reason because they were slave owners who tried to break away from the United own separate state. And these are what you consider patriots? Huh? And then if you watch certain news outlets, they're going to show you fires and this, that, and the third. And amazingly, they never said how this all started. There's always the reaction, but they never talk about the action that started it. Where is it? Can anybody, any my voice, or any Trump supporter, whoever the hell you are, explain to me where is the danger of high school a high school child, well, young adult graduating from high school? Where's the danger in that? They snatched up a Latino gentleman, youngster who was going to graduate from high school, who plays for the band, never been in any trouble whatsoever. Snatched him up. Why? Right? Got him record. Claimed they looking for his daddy. So why is he locked up? Mm-hmm. Mm. Then, like I said, it's the action that people never see. They always go on the reaction. They always see the guy who throws the punch after the fact. They don't see the reason why he threw the punch. When you're snatching babies out of the arms of weeping mothers. And you got little fourth graders crying, "Please bring my family back. I don't have any." Speaking like she's way above her years. Alive on TV, crying her soul out that my family didn't do anything. Now what's gonna happen to me? And then on top of all that, you send in the Marines and the National Guard to a really the, it's a really a volatile issue already, and you water on the fire, or you throwing gasoline on the fire. How far do you think you could push human beings? Talking about if they spit, they get hit, and talking about if anybody protests your military party. What leader just in the last take the last 20 odd years or 30? I'm 50, so let's go back 30. Gives himself a military parade on the dime and makes the taxpayers known. They say he's not a draft dodger. He got deferments for shin splints or whatever. So if you bone spurs, which means he couldn't do all the marching and carrying on. So if you couldn't do all that marching, how do you do all that golfing? Somebody explain it to me, have it make sense. But when I see these images, you know what I'm thinking about? There's something else. It's a distraction, just like 9/11 was a distraction. This is a distraction. Sinister this way comes. You know what that sinister thing is? That big, beautiful bill. First of all, what intelligent human being names a bill the big, beautiful bill? I mean, do you hear his speech pattern? He speaks as if he's an unintelligent third grader. Seriously, I was in third grade, and I was much more intelligent than that, and I stuttered. But nowadays, it's just let me take my time with this. 'Cause this is kind of personal. It's spiritual. I don't. It's spiritual to me because this country doesn't feel like America anymore. The spirit of it. I knew when you lived here, especially when you're African American, you get a vibe, you get a feel for how, you know how things work. This is different. This is different. This is actually. I'm thinking back to that fool's words now, Byron. I'm thinking back to his words about how great it was to live during Jim Crow days. Somebody should have kicked his teeth out his mouth. Some old black man who experienced that should have just knocked his teeth out his mouth. It's one thing to kiss ass, but it's one thing just to forsake your soul. Doesn't even look at you like you're a human being or worth the time of the day. You're a belly crawling loser, man. But back to LA and riots and those people aren't rioting. That's what's called a reasonable rebellion. And why do I say it's reasonable? Has it left? Have it spread throughout the whole? It stayed in that area which it started with. It was the violence was brought to them. The unreasonable, something very unreasonable, and came to them. A bunch of dudes grabbing your child out your arm, and you're grabbing the child out of your arms, and grabbing them away from your wife, their mother, and as men, we're supposed to sit there and take this. Who? What type of man does that? Retaliate when she's telling you, I did nothing. Why are you grabbing my baby? The baby crying, you're gonna react. You're grabbing my teenager who's not, he's an honor student. Look, not everybody there is a good person. I'm not an idiot, right? But what I'm saying is ICE is supposed to go after criminals, dangerous people, right? Can you name me one dangerous person that you see them go after? When when the white folk protesting now with black folk and Latinos and everybody else, you know, you know right then and there who's on the right side and who's on the wrong side. Because usually it's just one group of people that's raging against the machine. Now you got everybody. Some for all your attempts to start a civil war and a race war, what you did was bring a whole lot of people together. Look at the mayor of California telling you to kiss his ass pretty much. He's much more eloquent than I am, but he said some beautiful things. Long and short of it, he's telling you to kiss his ass. And what? And have you done anything to him yet? Taco? No, you haven't. You haven't done anything but back down. See, when you have when you're not a big thinker, the only thing you could think of to give your legacy is to start wars. Also to distract people. So you can take so you can take their benefits away. Think about that. You're gonna cut people's Medicare, Medicaid, SNAP. You're gonna cut public housing. Why? You're gonna touch Social Security. Why? You're supposed to be a billionaire. How much money? Wickedness will only be repaid with wickedness. To quote Bob Marley, he said, he said that we built your schools, brainwash education to make us the fools. Hatred is your reward for all our love. Mm. And to quote Marcus Garvey, until the philosophers one race superior and another inferior is finally and totally discredited and abandoned, there'll be nothing but war, war. See what I'm saying? How you doing, All Star? All Star, how you doing? But I could, I, I really just felt like this thing was so heavy on myself to come do this. I watched enough of that Fort Bragg speech to know exactly what it is. He is just it's propaganda, it's poisonous, and he's recruiting hateful people just like he did on January 6th to go do the work for him. So, because he's a coward. Cowards don't get their hands dirty. They don't. I mean, come on. Anybody that thinks this guy's tough has never really struggled for anything. He's never struggled for anything. He's always had a safety net called Daddy. Talking about he had it rough. Daddy gave him a couple of million to get started. Grown ass man gets millions from his daddy to get started. He's such a brilliant businessman. Why doesn't you ever see Warren Buffett doing business with him? Mark Cuban? I could just keep rattling off names. You ever seen anybody else do business with him? No, real businessman will tell you he has never built anything. Anything. You say, oh, but he had hotels and all that. No, he didn't. He just smacked his name on a hotel. What business did he build? None. I remember Donnie. What's the brother name? It's not Merv Griffin. Is it Merv Griffin? I want to say Merv Griffin. Donahue was a he owned Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune and good lord, some other show. I want to say it was Donahue. It's not Donahue. It was Merv Griffin. Trump filed bankruptcy one of the many times he filed bankruptcy, and brother took all his stuff, all of it. He won it in an auction or something. I don't really, But he gave Trump. Then Trump begged him. He said, "Look, I can get the money at this time, and then we'll." He said, "Okay." And then, just like Trump, when the date came close for him to buy the hotel, he ran to the newspapers, popping slick, running his mouth, talking tough. And I think Merv Griffin was like, "Really? Tell that boy he has one more time." He said it just like that. Tell that boy he got one more time, pop slick, and I'm gonna give everything he owns to. I'm gonna will it to my children, his grown children. Playing with him, you know. I mean, how in the hell do you bankrupt a casino? When you own a casino, you basically own money. How do you bankrupt a damn? People come to the casino and give you money freely. So how do you bankrupt a casino, Mister Art of the Deal, Mister Great Businessman? How do you do it? I'm gonna get back on L.A. in a minute. I'm just my soul is just. Why would uh, every president that's ever been around, right? So it's 225 right now. So 25 years would be 2095. Go all the way back to 95. Name me one president that actually messed with Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, SNAP. Name me one. So why does this one have to do it when there's more people that need it nowadays than anything? See, because the misconception that he has in his head is that there's a lot of black people on SNAP. That's true, but welfare was created by people for white people. So he's really hurting the people who put him in office. But he doesn't care. This is his last term, unless he does some janky law, and then we have to deal with him forever. But God moves in mysterious ways. I doubt strongly that will happen. And let's pray that it doesn't. But let's go back to L.A. and stuff because my heart bleeds for those people. It really does. And then before that, just to watch him stand speech with these young military minds. He, Anybody that's retired military or currently military that voted for him, I'm disgusted by you. Well, you young minds, I mean, you could be easily distracted, but the older veterans who've been in the bush, who you know who who've seen it, been to wars, and just just been through it. I'm disgusted by y'all if you voted for this man. You didn't hear what he said about POWs. You didn't hear what he said about John McCain. You didn't hear what he said about the military suckers and losers. And that was verified by a general that he fired because he came out and spoke out about. You know what I'm saying he uses the graves of soldiers for photo ops. I mean, seriously, why would you vote for him? And women, you're just pathetic if you voted for this man. You know what he is. He's cheated Raw Dog, the porn star, while his pregnant wife was at home. Oh, did I mention no pullout? Raw Dog, no pullout while his pregnant wife was at home. And he cheated on all his wives, all of them. But hey, and then just to put the cherry on top of that, he want to bust all up in his daughter. He bragged about that. She's a sweet piece of ass. His words, not mine, because I don't find her attractive. What father says that about his own daughter? Huh? Howard Stern say the same thing? Huh? She, but and then he's a big old, he tripping going up the steps. Talking about Biden, he tripping going up the steps. He can't even tell you the difference. He mixes up World War I, World War II. He don't know what the hell he talking about. He doesn't know what he's speaking on. Who trips going up the steps unless they're drunk? Orange punk when he was falling too. They zoomed in, got a close up of him. That fear in his eyes made my soul laugh. Oh, punk, tough talking punk. Then he has a 22-year-old in his cabinet that 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 said he don't care about calling black people niggas or anything else. He enjoys being racist. This is who section of America voted in with the help of Elon Musk and that whole fake nonsense about him fighting. Don't fall for that. To quote Brian Billick, former coach of the Ravens, that's some chicanery. Don't fall for that nonsense with him and the drug addict slash car salesman Elon Musk. Obviously, that dude's on drugs. He is on drugs. And this dude here, who's who's the defense secretary, leaks out Texas out war plans to any and everybody who feels like it. You know what that bastard called when she was running for president? He called Kamala Harris a dick sucker live on Fox. And they didn't say nothing. Nothing. He didn't use those words. He called her a hawk tool. I mean, it don't take a genius to figure out what the hell he was talking about. He called her a dick sucker. They ain't saying nothing. And there was a bunch of women on the panel. So if he thinks that highly of a woman is running for president, these heifers can stop to think what he thinks of them. And then he has swastika tattoos all over his body. And he has zero experience in the job that he's doing. And he's a drunk. On top of that, he's a freaking drunk. What's up, Frankie Blanco? He's a drunk, you know. But this is the dude that you. This is the dude that Trump put has on his cabinet. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. This is the dude who Trump decided to put in office. I feel for there's people out there now. Hold on a second, y'all. There's people out there right now who who are in need of kidneys, who on the waiting list for kidneys, hearts, some people cancer. But he's cutting everything, everything. If he cuts Medicaid, he's if he cuts Medicare, if not if, when, how are these people to survive? This is real life talk. This is real talk now. How are they supposed to survive? You know, I mean, how much money do these greedy ass billionaires need? And the truth is that we the people have all the power. Imagine if just 30% of all Americans decided, well, we just gonna stop working. Yeah, I'm talking about in all 50 states. Just 30%. You know how much that would affect the workforce? You see now that they send home a lot of A lot of the Latino brothers and sisters, right? These farmers, these farmers now are asking, thought that black people would take their jobs. They're not. That we're saying, oh, they're taking our jobs. Get your fat MAGA asses up and go walk the farms. You don't see one MAGA on the farm, do you? No, you see the MAGA farmer whining and complaining about, oh, I'm going to lose my farm. Good for you. I have a heart, but I ain't got no love for you. None. Not an ounce of it. I wouldn't kill you, but I wouldn't help you if you're hanging off a mountain. Part of me would probably watch you fall. 'Cause you did this. You did it. He didn't help farmers the last time he was in there. He lied to the coal miners, right? Talking about drill, baby, drill. Black black lung is coming back heavy. That's them coal miners dying, but they still voted for him. See, that's how you know how hate works. When you hate so deep, knowing that it will cause you death or lose your family farm, but you still vote for this man. That's hate. Just because it wasn't. Oh, listen to what they said. Oh, it's her laugh. I can't stand her laugh. Since when does a laugh negatively affect somebody? That's hate. But now you got to live with it. You got to live with it. I don't feel an ounce of anything for you. I hate no one, but at the same time, I don't love everybody. But my heart goes out to sisters over there in LA because it's not just them feeling it. Out his own mouth, Trump said on a hot mic, he said once he sent home the first wave of Cubans and Latinos, once he sent home the first wave, he was caught on a hot mic. He said, "Now I'm gonna work on the homegrown ones." And you go look that up. I dropped the link, man. You could come up here and ask me that. That guy Eclipse. Yeah, how you doing, bro? Go. I is you could come up here and ask me that. He wasn't deporting. He wasn't sending in the Marines and the National Guard to deport anybody. He was sending those people home that were here illegally, and some of them were criminals. So if you want to have that debate, that's fine with me because nothing Obama did compares to what this gentleman, this wicked thing is doing here. So if you want to compare notes, that's fine with me. You know, the spirit of the country was in a much better place. We were respected as a country because we had a respectful man in office. Nobody respects America now. Nobody. You know, how do you alienate Canada and Iceland and Greenland? Who gets into an argument with your best friend, Canada? In all the years I've been alive, not one president got into a war threats back and forth with Canada. Let me break it down to its simplest form to you. You want to have a ongoing fight with a dude who lives across the street from you? Does that make any sense to you? So you come home from work, fight. You go out to work, fight. You going out to dinner, fight. You going to church, fight with a Bible in your hand, fight. I mean, come on. Who's gonna win that fight? Nobody. He talked all that big noise and ain't tariff nobody yet. China, I told people China don't need him. China was like, look, how you like it now? Went on. China got the whole world to deal with. They don't need America. And America owes money to Japan big time. If I was them, I would shut up before they come and take Manhattan. They could just run their flag right up in Manhattan because they own it. I could be wrong. They might have America might have paid them off for that already. But if I'm not wrong, Same way you gain something is how you lose it. That's my grandmother taught me that. What rules aren't they playing by block, Rocky? I mean, what rules? Don't tell me you're a Trump supporter, man. Uh, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. You can't make sense of it to me. So you can't make sense of it. You know, I saw this video, and you can go watch it on YouTube. It's white dude, long hair, black shirt. I'm ice. He was like, look, you should be ashamed of yourself that he got you turning your guns on your fellow Americans who haven't done anything. What have we done? What have they done? You came over here to us. We didn't come to you. You the reason why this is happening. How dangerous is a 4-year-old child? You feel like a man now? Huh? You feel like you did something important, snatching a 4-year-old from their parents? Safer now. Seriously, do you feel safer knowing that they snatched this 4-year-old from their parents? I don't understand anything you're saying. Just click the link. I don't. The only opposition I see is the orange dude who can't keep his balance going up steps in the White House, and and those and those maggots that follow him. I cannot stand them people. I don't care who they are. Uh, I call them. I call them the followers. I call Trump the new Jim Jones, and I'm waiting on him to drink his tea and leave us all alone. Oh, Troy, you can't say that stuff. I didn't say anything wrong. Drinking tea is not wrong. I ain't saying nothing else. Oh my gosh, I can't stand them. But I'm not the only one that has to feel this energy. Like America anymore. I know how to deal with the regular hate in America. I do. I've been here. I'm old enough. I've been here long enough. I can deal with regular hate. But this is consistent, constant hate, and it's in your face. He freed 1,500 people who beat cops up, threatened to kill Democratic congressmen and women, right? He freed them, he pardoned them. But now he didn't do shit when it came to January 6th. He didn't do nothing, right? But now he's calling these people terrorists and all that. He took a plane from a country he called a terrorist country. You see how he just constantly lies. 2016, he said Qatar was a terrorist country that needed to be dealt with. Now, oh look, they giving him a plane. He said it's for the Air Force, but when he gets out of office, they're gonna sign it over to him, and the American people are flipping the bill to up, and that's gonna be 500 billion with a B. Let me repeat that. We the people are gonna flip the bill and pay for his plane. 500 billion to have it refurbished and fixed up just the way his big, fat, nasty orange ass wants. And then once he leaves office, his big, fat, nasty ass is gonna own that jet. It ain't for the Air Force. The Air Force will never ride in there. He thinks they're suckers and losers. That has nothing to. What year are you on, Frankie Blanco? Are you in 2025, or you just keep bringing up stuff from years ago that have no bearing on today? See, and that's how you know that you're wrong when you feel you need to bring up others' wrongs to justify a wrong. That's how you know that you're wrong. When has it ever been right to bring up a wrong to justify a wrong? And I could turn that into a song, and I could speak all night long. Well, not all night long, just until the knowledge pass into your brain. You can put it in your own words. So I don't have to speak it because it's knowledge that you know and knowledge you can repeat that is now being heard. I don't need to, you know, never in my life have have I tried to justify a wrong with a wrong. Come on now. Never. I don't know why you keep doing that. You try to justify a wrong with a wrong for what reason? Come on, man. It don't work that way. What you do is you justify wrong with facts. That's what you do. That's how you stop it from raining on his parade. I mean, you obviously didn't. And what kind of grown man name calls and he's in his 80s. He's right around the corner from 80, like 2 years. His brother name in California, the mayor, I believe his name is Pete Holston, right? I believe he calls him whole scum, something to that. I might be wrong about it, but he does call him scum. At least he never called him that to his face. They were face to face, and the man Trump wouldn't even look him in his eye. He said, I see that's. Uh, let me explain something to you. I can't back a punk, and I'm gonna tell you why. Your back, he'll stab you in your back, but he'll never have your back. So how in the hell can I justify being? If you stand side by side with a punk, you're gonna get what the punk get. Or better yet, the punk gonna see an opening and run. And you thinking you being loyal gonna stand. You're gonna take what's coming to him. Trust me, I know. I was that guy that went to stick up for the guy that was being bullied. And usually I end up getting jumped and roughed up. Hard lesson to learn, but it was always my turn. Offered my loyalty, and in the end, I got burned. You know, it's just what it is. And that's what's going to happen to everybody who stands by this punk. Once he's out of office, he's going to be like, hey, good riddance. You all left with the shit storm to clean up. hmm I'll be honest with you. If I was still back in Jamaica, I would be dead because of my auntie died from the heart, had a heart problem. She died from it. My father, my grandfather, grandmother, they all, it's hereditary. It's hereditary. It runs in the family. I am the lone survivor. Me, last up that line. That's not true. I have an older brother. He is the last. He and I are the last of the line. So I don't, no way, shape, or form hate this. It could be better. And now I just feel that whatever good was done by President Obama, President Biden, hell, even President Bush, President Clinton, is being destroyed. Let me tell you what. You know that you're a piece of pure shit. And I don't like cursing, but it's okay. I read a lot. I have a vocabulary. But you know you're a piece of shit when you're Republican and George Bush, also senior, who's also a Republican, tells his son, "I don't want that boy," meaning Trump, at that funeral, at my funeral. I don't want that boy. And his mother said the same thing. But look who did come to the funeral: Michelle and Barack Obama, who were Democrats and who were adversaries of the Bushes. And Trump's wife came, and you finally got to see that she's human. Her spirit was lighter. She was smiling, having a good. Where was Trump? He was not invited to a damn funeral. I've never in my life heard of anyone not getting not invited to a funeral. But let's, I'm trying to stay on point with LA, but I'm so all over the place because I'm so passionate. But what it boils down to is what Fox and everybody that support Trump is doing is they're trying to make the world believe these folks are terrorists and they're taking over California, and it's not even all of California. Right? But what they're not showing is how ICE came in and stomped all over their stomped all over their freedoms. They came in and stomped all over their freedom. You're supposed to be getting criminals, dangerous criminals and drug dealers and all of that stuff. You attacking the work because they know that they won't shoot. They won't. They have a family to protect. And that's why you're doing that because you're a coward. You're not gonna go out and a real criminal because if those dudes are working under you, they're not trained to deal with no real gunfight. A- Anybody that supports you is ill equipped. Anybody. They're a laughing stock. Look at Kennedy, aka Half Dead. You don't know nothing, ain't no questions about health. You are the health director, huh? Your Secretary of Defense is texting out war plans. Old Nazi boy. This is what you voted for, people. This is what you voted for. This is what you get. In these times, man, we don't need anger to fight anger. What we do need is to say, is focus and purpose to see the truth behind the madness. What's going on in LA? Why he's doing that? Because he wants to push this bill through. And we as Americans have the right to protest that bill. He says don't protest his military birthday. Oh, he's gonna lock you up. Look, listen to that childish, right? So don't protest my party. I'm gonna lock you up. Good. Well, don't protest this party. Go to DC and protest his bill the same day as his party. Make sure you hold up signs saying we're not protesting your party. We're protesting the big beautiful bill. Matter of fact, demand that there's some transparency. We could get a couple of go down there and with, and especially people who know the law, and with the Democrats in hand, locked in hand in hand, say, tell the people the truth about this big, beautiful bill and why you're really doing it. Tell them everything that's in it. We want to see a copy of it, and we want to see the raw copy, not the copy that you're going to do when you make the lying changes that you're not going to push through, and put it into simple terms that every common man can understand. We don't need to be real to the hospital, right? Doctors look at you like you're stupid because they talking to you in doctor speak on purpose because they just want to get out the room. Now, make them put that in plain words. A, B, C, one, two, three. Explain it to me. You know, that's what they should do. Just make up signs and T-shirts. We are not protesting your party. We're protesting the big beautiful bill. And thank you to the Pope. He's having something the same day as that man's fake military parade party. Thank you, Pope. Thank you. And thank you for coming out and speaking out against him too. That's what you get. Yeah. Now you got the Pope against you. I'm guessing it might the Italian Church, which means that's the Italians and the mafia. Hey now, we appreciate you. If you standing with us, we appreciate you. If you voted for him, we don't need you. Definitely. Either way, Rome must fall for better things to come. Yeah, but you must also have a plan to rebuild after you destroy it. What's his plan gonna be, Frankie Blanco? As he said, yeah, I wish I could get them dudes over here. Pittsburgh P, Dubside, and Cash Crypto. I wish I could get them over here. I wish. I would love to have a conversation. They are diehard Trump supporters. I would love it, but they're not coming to the experience. They only go where it's safe for them. I go into the lion's den all the time. Doesn't matter. The strong always stand, no matter how many lashes they give you. You you gonna make it through, baby. You gonna make it through. You wanna know why? Because heaven will tell you that it's not your time, and death will tell you you definitely not one of mine. So continue to walk the earth. That's what's that's what a true warrior is. You can't get into either place just yet because it's not your time. And the other one knows if they let you in, that you're gonna bring hell to hell, you know. And not even the devil wants that. He wants to be the one dishing out the certain type of hell that he gives you. He don't want your hell. Think about that. That's what bullies do. They don't like being bullied, or and they don't like being uncomfortable. They like to make others feel uncomfortable. And that's the world we're living in. We got grown men in office calling another mayor, another grown man out his name, and nobody's questioning him. You know? Oh man, but I want to say thank you to everybody that is resisting in the right way to the wrongs that's being done. Thank you, and especially to the women, all the sisters that are standing and just in life. I thank you. You all are now the face. You all are shoot. You all are in front. Where I put a challenge out there to the men. Where are the men at that are standing up and being out front? You got all these sisters. You got Jasmine Crockett. Oh, you got that one beautiful sister. I love her voice. She was fired from MSNBC. Joy. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Your name, but I love her voice. I hope that she comes back on. And the other brother, he has his own show as well. Let me see if I get his name right. He's the one that interviewed uh, uh, the Tesla boy, right? Elon. He interviewed Elon and basically tore him a new one. And that was his former boss or whatever. I think at the time that he was on his platform. Then you got the other brothers on Dr. Richie. He's indisputable, I think. Then there's the other brother. Oh, forgive me, brother. Oh my gosh, I see your face, and I remember you from Tom Joyner's show. I'm having a brain fart, y'all. I'm gonna kick myself in the behind for not remembering that brother's name. But there's a lot of us out here using our voices to do well. Oh, the Midas Touch. I can't forget the Midas Touch. That brother is actually a Canadian who lives in America, and he hits it hard every day. Get it? He hits it hard. So I appreciate that. What is the brother's name? Oh my gosh, brother, I'm so sorry. I can't remember your name. Jesus, brain fart. And the dude is, he's a brilliant journalist too. Brilliant. Oh my gosh. I'm a member to his show on top of that. Dang. Okay. But yeah, man. There's a lot of voices out here. What we have to start doing is working collectively, and we need to start promoting our own people to run for office. Like-minded people that 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 are one of us. And let me explain something to you when I say that. And can be a man of my same complexion or a woman of my same complexion, but it must be someone of the same mindset and the same spirit that says, I'm here to I'm here, but I have to help the people. I have to. And if I have to slight the wealthy to do that, then I will do that because they have enough and there's people out here suffering. We always say, thank you for your service to the vets. Why are there so many homeless vets? Why? Why are there so many homeless vets? Ugh, hurts my heart, man. I come from a military family. My uncle, me, my brother, cousins, lot of us. Oh boy, damn. I just took a pause for a second, y'all. Like what for decades, boy, Frankie. Yes, there's a system in place, but you know what? I understood the system the way it was. Not that could be improved. What this man is doing doesn't need no improvement. It needs to be destroyed, and his name needs to be washed away from him. He's not going to be remembered in history. He's done nothing to be remembered for except for wickedness. You know, wicked people are usually not remembered over time. People just bring them up to let you know they're worse, and that's the only time that Donald's name will come up when people's. Then let me say something else before I jump off here. 'Cause I know I went all over the place. He gonna sit there and lie to the world and in the face of the president from South Africa and the white delegates from South Africa that told him you are lying. That picture is not. A, there's no dead farmers and no dead white farmers in that picture. Nah, he did that. If nobody can tell me he's not. Nobody. Nobody. He says, I'm the most mistreated president. Go apologize to Central Park Five, you bastard. Nobody want to hear you whine and complain. Your nasty hair. Just nasty soul. You're just nasty. Leave people alone, man. Let people live their lives. Go after the people that you say you're going to go after, and no one would have a problem with you. Why aren't you sending your real criminals up? Oh, that's right. Because if they're under you, then they're ill trained. Did you see where one of those police officers knowingly shot the Australian female reporter in the leg with a rubber bullet? He just, I'll have some fun. Pow. Let me tell you, explain something too. Anytime they shoot white women and getting away with it, ain't nobody safe. Nobody. You shooting white women? White women? You ain't safe. You not safe. Man, I'll be out here for 6 more minutes. That'll be my hour or five. But I saw that and I was like, my Lord. Did he just shoot that white woman in the leg? Did he just shoot the white woman in the leg? Yes, he did. And he laughed when he did it. Let me explain something else to you. We could each help. Then, you know, I woke up this morning and I should have never watched as much news as I did. Then I heard that speech he gave from Fort Bragg, and that did it for me because I know what hate is. He's blatant with it. He stinks of it. He reeks of it. He is it. Don't deserve any respect. He don't deserve to be in office. Neither does Vance or anybody that's in his cabinet does not deserve to be there. We need like the good Lord to send like a flood to just wash them away. No, there's no Noah to save you. Nothing. We're gonna put the blood of a lamb on your door. You getting washed away. Why does it matter? Take a look around the country and ask yourself that, Frankie Blanco. If it doesn't matter, you're Latino. Go outside and proud of where you're from. Wear a t-shirt with your flag on it. All that. Go outside. Tell me how safe you feel. You don't think ICE is on the East Coast? You don't think so? Phil, Phil Carl Roberts. What's going on? But but seriously, you don't think ICE is on the East Coast, Blanco? You don't think they're snatching? Hmm? I still got my bracelet on. That lets everybody know where I'm from. You know? Mm. Good Lord, I got about 2 more minutes on this thing. I'm just letting it ride out. We can't get distracted, man. I mean, we just can't, and we can't let him force us into doing into reacting instead of thinking first, because that's how he gets people locked up, and then he'll use that as a springboard to say, "I told you we needed to deport all them Malacca stuff." If he had his way, everybody in this country would be white. And it's bad when people from other country are seeing his evil and saying, "How do you tolerate it?" But there wouldn't be any minorities here, and women would be barefoot and pregnant and never heard from. You know, that's what he's all about. Mm. The moment, yeah. So 60 seconds left. All I have to say is I was all over the place today, and I apologize. That's what happens when you get emotional about stuff. But so I have to take ownership for that and bring it back to where it started from. Right back where we started from. Don't talk about my singing, would you? So, but look, I got 30 seconds. I just want to thank everyone that listened to the show, right? Oh, you want to come up here now?
You know, Troy. You know, I'm the agent of chaos. Agent of chaos. I know you was
Nah,
talking.
that's
I
what
was
you
waiting. I was
pretend to
waiting for the
be.
timer. No, I was waiting for the timer to get close to see. What are you doing, man? What's
Oh,
going on?
okay. I'm chilling, man. You go ahead and speak your piece.
No,
I'm
this
the
ain't really
timer
about a
here. I
peace
don't.
thing. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
first of all, you said ICE is driving around in the East Coast. What the f does that have to do with me? First of all, I'm an American citizen
N-
before anything, right? I'm Puerto
Yeah,
Rican in
me
my
too.
heritage, my culture. I don't have to worry about these things, right? I've been
Yeah.
here. I'm solidified,
Okay.
right?
You think so?
So there's a difference there, right? Like, there's people here that don't have papers. It's somewhere. I don't. I gotta look. That's why I said, give me a second. I have to talk to my boy. It's someone. Oh, right there, thing, maybe. I'm not sure, but there's people here, Troy. Listen to me. For the last 6 years, people were just coming in here flooding, right? And I mean, it was getting, it was cool, right? Yeah, let it rock. And then the moment that we got to put some like, some barriers or at least some boundaries because this shit's getting out of hand and the country's really going down real fast. Look what happens. The same shit that they were doing in their country, they're doing it over here instantly, instantly. Like,
Like
come on,
what?
man.
Like
What do you
what?
mean? Like revolt, protesting, uh, disruption of, you know what I mean, of the society. What do you mean? Like, let me tell you something, Troy. This right here, this is big, right? Because what happens is when we got those those LA fires, right? There was a purpose now that you can see that's starting to add on to, right? Allegedly, this is in my opinion. You know, I'm a conspiracy freak. Those fires was to clear out land so they can get those trains, those
Hmm.
you know, and also, in my opinion, they've been gentrifying Skid Row, right? So what's going to happen is they're going to be able to put the first smart city on the other side of the country, right? And with that being said, they're also going to be able to implement that social status or social score that China has with the facial recognition, which is going to help them be able to control these quote unquote influx of illegals, right? So you see what I mean? Either way, right? It doesn't matter. It's going to their agenda, the government, period. Whether it's Democrat, Republican, right? It doesn't really matter if you look at it that way. This is all part of a plan, just like allegedly 9/11 was done so that way they can implement the Patriot Act, right? These Patriot Act was written
Okay.
already. Listen, they
Right.
needed something to
I
make
got
that.
you.
What
I got.
that
Yeah. No, I got you. But do you really believe? Well, obviously you do. That what started all of this over in LA? I mean, because these folks were there. How is it? Tell me something. How is it dangerous that you? Where is the danger of a 4-year-old child? Why would you go over there and snatch children out of parents' arms who are just working? Obviously, if these people were dangerous, there's no way you would have found them that easy. These people aren't on danger. They just snatching up people randomly. I mean, there's been no proof. There's been no proof given to anyone to say that these people or MS-13 or wherever they're from, they're dangerous. They this, that, and the third. These folks are just working people with children and families. Just like the youngster who was going to his graduation and snatched his ass up. He's sitting in jail now, and they claim, oh yeah, you're the wrong person. We're trying to get your dad. So why is he still sitting in jail? And and they can't tell you what the daddy did. They can't tell you what his daddy did, but he's still sitting in jail. 17-year-old, 18-year-old has no record, never been in trouble a day in his life. Off to his graduation, minding his damn business, snatched him up off the street.
I mean,
They're not
we're in
going to
the
the problem areas.
You done? I just want.
Go ahead, man.
I make it quick.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a country where these things happen, right? We've seen people get shot 41 times because they pulled out their phone. They allegedly had a gun, right? We've seen so much kind of things that it happens. Human fallibility. Like we can't, everybody can't, be perfect at this. So things like this will happen. That's all I'm going to say. In a situation like this where it's unprecedented. And there's no the last time the martial law, I mean, well, not martial law, pardon myself. The last time the National Guard was called into America was what, like 50 years ago or something like that, 1960s or something like that. Like these are unprecedented times right now, right? So everything that we're going through, there's a reason for it, right? They're trying to pull in these new laws, like especially the fact that if we're under a domestic terrorism or like if we're under attack on our own country, the president literally stays president. You know what I mean? Through the whole time of that war. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that Trump's a great guy, bro. Like everybody does their own thing. I'm pretty sure you do nasty shit. You're deviant in your own ways, right? We're not perfect.
Okay.
But I think, like I said, for the most part, just to end my conversation, like they're selected, they're not elected, right? And the same way we had to go through Joe Obama because it wasn't even Joe Biden, as we found out now, his brain was mush, so it was Joe Obama.
But this,
And then you talk
okay,
about, and then you talk about the Clintons as the enemies with Bush. Are you serious? What are you
I just
talking
I
about?
just want you to
You're
stop
tripping.
right there. I just want to what does any of that have to do with what's going on today?
Because the country was being led by someone. It was a catfish, man. That was Clinton's and the Obamas running this shit under Joe Biden. I mean, they was trying to get another four with Kamala off some side sucker. Like, come on, you don't see the games that they're playing,
What
but you
does
got
that
the
have
huh?
what what does that have to do with who's in office today and what's going on right here in
Well, you wasn't
2025?
complaining when
What
Joe was in office, was you? Everything was peachy. You just said Joe,
what did
Clinton,
I
and
have to
Obama were the
complain
best
about?
presidents. You just said they were better, not presidents,
Okay,
so you said they were better off
no,
in
I
office.
never I never said anything like
That's
that.
my word. You said that earlier
I
when I
never
wasn't on
said
the panel.
anything
I
like that.
heard
But
it,
I'm gonna
man. I was gonna comment on it.
no, 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 no. That's
You
what
said
you
how
heard,
would
but
they
that is
be the
not what I
opposition
said. I
of
never
Bush? You
used
said
the
how
word
would they be
best
the
since I've been
opposition of Bush?
speaking.
I could tell you when you said it. You said it before you mentioned that Trump wasn't invited to Bush's funeral, and you
hmm
said Obama and his
I,
wife went.
I,
That's when
I,
you said it.
I never used the word opposition either.
I mean,
I,
I'm just
I
putting in
never
that word
used
there
the
to
word
make it clear
opposition
what I'm
either.
stating. That's it. I know you didn't use that word
No.
verbatim,
Yeah, but
but you did say Bill
this is the
Clinton,
playbook
Obama.
that all you Trump supporters
You
do.
are
Let
so
me say
full of
and
yourself.
Bush.
Oh my
I
God,
said
you're a
Bush
liberal.
also.
You're a liberal, man. You gotta
I
be a
said
liberal.
Bush, but this is the playbook that all you Trump supporters use. You can't justify anything that he says. So you said, well, this one did that, but you never come with any facts to back anything up. What I'm
Troy,
saying is
are
that
you
it's
serious,
June.
Troy?
No,
They
listen,
are.
just June of 2025, and you got babies being snatched out of people's arms. Nobody was doing anything like that. There was no riots and nothing going on in
You got a whole
LA until they
Democratic
started
insurrection going
snatching
on right now.
babies
You got a
and
whole
things
Democratic
like that.
insurrection going on. You got the
Okay?
nerve to say
Why no and also how is it that you could send in the Marines and the National Guard when you didn't get clearance from the governor? There's laws in place that you have to follow. He didn't clear anything with the governor
It's
of that
called an
state
executive
or the
order, man.
mayor of
An
that city. He
executive
didn't
order
clear
doesn't
nothing.
when it's an executive order from
No, it's still
it doesn't
laws
work
you
like
have to
that, man.
follow.
No, it
No,
don't,
it's
man.
still laws you have to follow.
When we're in a
It's still
listen,
yeah,
that's what I just
yes it
told
is.
you.
This is what I'm
When we're in
talking about with
times,
y'all.
listen to me. When we're in
This
times
is
of
what's up.
war, when we're in times of war, domestic or
What
foreign, right?
times?
What are you talking about? This is like
This is not
insurrection
a
right now.
war.
That's what they're labeling it as.
Y-
I can't tell you
This
the news
ain't
is
no
telling you like
damn
that.
war.
It's a civil war in the country right now, on the other side of the country, yo. It's a
No,
civil
no, no.
war.
Fox is spitting it like that. Fox Fox is spitting it like that, and anybody who's in Trump's who's on Trump's side is spitting like
So
that.
what about all the
This
people that are legal? What about all the people that are legal that go to work every day in LA right now and they can't because the streets are on fire and there's freaking people with masks on throwing fucking rocks everywhere? Pardon my French. What about those people? What about those
So
people? They
wait,
gotta do they have to good, good.
wait. They're not. No one is stopping anybody but ICE and the police. It ain't the citizens that's stopping anybody because they didn't cause any of this. They're just reacting to this. So
You're
hold on
not
now. You
seeing it.
telling me
You're not seeing it.
if someone came up to you and snatched your child out your wife's arms, you're gonna be like, oh well, that's just the way it is.
No, I mean,
You're not gonna
reactionary.
retaliate.
I'm gonna react. But if
No.
I'm wrong, I'm a murderer, or if I'm a gang member from another country or something like
How
that.
are you
Yeah,
wrong? Okay.
I'm saying if I'm a
Listen,
gang member,
listen. I hear
if I'm
all
on the
this
paper
talk.
that
I
I
hear.
signed, good,
Okay,
good.
listen to me. I keep hearing about all these 22 million people that just walked in the country. Where are they?
What do you mean, bro?
Where
Are
are
you
they?
serious? You haven't
How
seen those
come?
videos
How
of
come?
downtown New York when all
How
the
come?
hotels was getting lined up and all that? You tripping, dog? You really you got dissonance, cognitive
Explain. So
dissonance.
no,
That's
no,
what it is.
no, 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 no,
You
no.
can see it and still say that
Nah,
that's not it,
nah.
bro. They
I
showed
want
videos from
some.
4 years when
I
Obama
want
was
some
president.
proof.
I think
I
when Biden
want
was
some
president.
proof. No, no. Listen. What what I see is this. What I see and hear is this. Is lies. And because unless you can prove it to me that it's a lie, you can't. No, there's no way that 22 million people just say, just sauntered into the country and nobody knew anything?
This I'm gonna let my plan on my argument. You telling me that there wasn't a major influx of illegal immigrants within the last
I'm
4 years
telling
of I'm actually
I'm
hold on, it's yes or no between the Biden presidency that just passed by. Was there not a major influx of illegal immigrants, not legal, illegal immigrants within the last? Did not have the borders open and was scared to take them and search them because of COVID? Honestly, Troy, be honest right now. If it wasn't 22 million, it had to be at least 200,000. Right or wrong?
I don't know.
Ah, you're
Because
fucking
see,
full of
I don't
shit.
know how you
I
hide.
talk to you later,
I
Troy,
don't
man.
know
I
how you
respect that. I
hide
know you're about to
22
leave, brother.
million.
You're lying. You're full of shit. You're being disingenuous.
No,
You're being
no, I'm
disingenuous
not.
because I even
No, I'm
lowered it
not.
from
Because you
22
can't
million to
explain to me where the
200,000.
22 million people are.
But you can't tell me
You
that they
can't
wasn't coming
explain
in
to
here.
me
They those Fox
why
and
is it
CNN was
every
showing the
two
videos. How do you not believe your
why
own newscast? How do you not believe your own newscast? Like it's CNN, if that's what you watch,
Fox
they was CNN.
Fox?
CNN was saying the same
I'm not
thing, man. What
listening
you
to
talking about?
Fox.
I said CNN, sir. They both were
I go
reporting the same thing.
online.
Oh,
I
you are
go
being
online and I
disingenuous.
fact
This is
check
you being
everything. You know that,
Troy, you're
right?
being disingenuous, bro. I
I
promise you.
fact
Like you're smarter
and
than this.
and
You're
also
smarter than this.
right, every time, every single time they snatch up someone, they say he's a gang member and all that.
You keep
Where's the
talking about that
proof?
one incident. Oh my
Where's
God,
the
man.
proof at?
Yo, I know what you're arguing. See, you guys always do the same thing
No,
right here.
I'm talking
You
about every.
Democrats and liberals always do
Listen,
this little
listen to
argument
me,
point right here, like
man.
this little
Every
one thing and
single
stick to it.
time, I am not and
You're
and
a
that's where
Dixie
you
rat. You're a
prejudging.
liberal.
I never once said that I was a Democrat, did I?
Yeah, I
I
don't know
never
what you are,
said
Troy. I just saying that because
independent,
you're going with the ideology. Like you going with the
independent thinker. That's why. That's why.
oh
That's
man.
why you're just not used to be
You
someone.
the
But
Rastaman,
I'm
yo. I
saying
mean, yo. Come
I
on,
have
man.
enough common sense to see what's going on. There's this bill that he created. It was a big, beautiful bill. I don't hear none of y'all Trump supporters saying anything against that. That cuts Medicare, Medicaid, SNAP, right? And it cuts public housing. Why is there a need to cut all these
You don't
things?
understand,
Why?
man. I can understand what you're saying, right? But there's probably a reason because these
Make me
freaking people are
understand
getting
then.
paid. Listen to me, man. They found out people were getting Social Security at 200 years ago. They're 20 years old getting Social Security still. There's like $700 billion being funneled and put around into corporations and sister umbrella corporations in America where no one's running it. And had that been anybody else, had that been a black man, he would
The,
have been fried, right? Everything took and
hmm
assets seized and everything. But this country got people that are doing this shit, right? So guess what? You got to reset the system, maybe. Maybe that's their plan. They're not gonna tell you what they're doing, right? But they got to
Now,
reset it, right? Yeah. Get what? Everybody got to apply again. Guess what happens? You're gonna lose $200 million, 200 million fake accounts of people getting snaps for fucking sending it to whatever buying goods here and sending it to Mexico for whatever they're doing. I
did
don't
you?
know. I'm just giving it a hypothetical. But yeah, the system is fucked. Excuse my language, but everything's messed right now.
No, 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 no. Well, first of okay, okay, Blanco. Did you see where that was proven as false?
Say that
Did
what?
you see that part? Because you only seem to see. Did you see where that was proven as false? It was
No, I didn't
proven
see
as
it. Just like you
false.
didn't see those
Yes,
22
I
million
did. I
immigrants. You're
saw it as
lying.
false.
You said you didn't.
And
You're
and
lying.
and also, you said something about Mexicans on Snap. Let me explain to you. Who is the largest group of people that's on Snap and welfare? Who?
I don't know, Trey. Watch where you go here now. You might sound kind of racist by answering this.
White folks.
Because it's per capita. No, it's per capita. No, what do you mean, white folks? You think so? I don't think so.
White folks are the largest group of people on welfare. Who you
You
think it
think
was
white?
created
You
for?
think white folks in all of America are the most dependent on the government right now? That's what you think. Subsidized housing and everything. You think it's
Yes.
white folks, right? Troy, you're lost, bro. You're lost.
Yes.
You're
Do
lost.
you
You live in a
do
system
you
of
know
white
the math?
supremacy, and you talking
It's
about
only
white, huh?
it's only 13%. It's only 13% that's black, and I think maybe 30 or 40% that's Latino or whatever. The rest are white and
Talking
maybe
about per
Asian,
capita, man. I'm talking
and
about within your
they
city,
are
within
the
your
ones
state,
getting most
man. I'm
of the
not talking about
welfare.
all
I
around. I'm
don't
talking about
care
within
how
your.
you. I don't care if you do it
Yeah,
by
of
percentage.
course you
I
don't.
don't care if you count them
Of
one at a
course you don't,
time.
because it
There's
knocks what
more
you're
white
saying.
people than
That's why you
black
don't
people.
care.
There's more white people in this country than
Oh
anything else.
my God, you
Why don't
really
you just
believe
go
that?
Google it and shut me up?
All right, no,
Seriously,
listen, you could be right.
why don't you Google it? It's not
Why you don't Google?
it's
Why you
not
don't
about
Google how
what I
many illegal
believe, but it's
immigrants
what
came
the
in here
facts
under
are.
Joe Biden's presidency? Why you don't Google that? Why you don't Google how many illegal immigrants came in here illegally under Joe Biden's
Let me ask
presidency?
you a
Why? You
question.
could tell me. You could tell me to Google stuff, but I can't tell
Let
you.
me ask you a question. no, listen. Let me ask you. Right, right, right. But let me ask you a question. How did they know the exact number is 22 million? Was someone counting
Who
them?
cares,
Like
man? Is the
one, two?
census
How was
right? Is the
someone
census in
counting
America right?
that it was
How do
20?
they know exact? So listen, exactly what you said. How do they know the exact number of white people on are dependent on the SNAP and all that? If they don't know the amount of
Because
illegal
they
immigrants that
know the
came in here
exact
legally.
number of people
Oh
that's
my
in this
God.
country.
So
Just
then that
like over
explains
in
how they
China,
know.
no, just
That's
like
how they
over
know
in
how many
China,
illegal
there's a
immigrants came in,
billion
Troy.
people.
What do you mean, Troy? If they know how many people in this
Oh
country
my
already, they
gosh.
can tell right now how many illegal immigrants came in already, right? By the numbers. If that's what you're saying,
Can I
that's why
tell you
you're
something? No, no,
yes,
no,
sir.
no, 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 no. No, but can I tell you something? It's people that come in here that are brown from overseas, not from, who are who are not Latino. It's Chinese people that come over here illegal. It's European people that come over here illegal. So how do you know that all those people that are illegal are
So you're
actually
saying the
Spanish speaking people?
so what you're saying basically objection right now. Let me get clarity. The influx of all these illegal immigrants were most likely
Hey,
Caucasians.
Haitians
I,
come over here
yeah,
too. They're
well, you saying
illegal. You got
Caucasian was the
Jamaicans
number
over here
one. You
illegal.
saying
You got
Caucasian was the
Africans
bigger
over here
percentage?
illegal.
Yeah, Indians, Chinese. I know that. I understand that part. What I'm saying though, you saying that white people were the major
Hmm.
build of that number, right? That 22 million allegedly,
We were
right?
talking about no, we were talking about welfare then.
Okay. So
We
when you
were
talk
talking
about
about SNAP
legal,
and
you talk about
welfare.
legal
That's what
white
I
people
said
though. You
there.
talk about legal white people, right?
Yeah.
See, you mixing it up because you just talk about Haitians and Chinese men
No.
that came in here legal, and now you talking about white people that's here legally on Snap. I don't know what you're doing,
Listen,
Troy.
listen. People. No, I never said SNAP. I
You
said
said the
I said
majority of
over
people on
here
Snap are
illegal.
white. You said the most people on dependent
Yes, I
government
did
dependents,
do
they're
that,
white.
but now we're talking about the 22 million people that's over here. How do we all know that all those 22 million are Spanish speaking Latinos? How do we all know that?
I can't. I don't. You know what? I can't argue with you. I don't know. That's what it seems like. Maybe things they know.
Exactly.
But there's definitely whether they're not Latino or not, there's definitely an influx, right? A big a swarm of illegal immigrants had hit America within the last 4 years under Biden's presidency, right or wrong. So why is Trump wrong for trying
I
to get this
wouldn't
shit
know.
straightened out? There's people in here in this country that don't have no papers that are
I
killing
wouldn't
people,
know because the
and
borders
not
have been.
and what have what say it again? What is what?
I wouldn't know because the borders have been the same since he was in office the
Yeah, you know
first
people coming
time,
in from
and
Canada
he didn't
too,
do
right?
shit about it.
You
So
know people are
how
coming in
do
from
we know
Canada
that?
too, right? You don't know that?
How do we? How do we know that? Like, right, 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 right. But how do we know that 10 million people didn't come in during Trump's term? Then the other 12 million came in during
It
Biden's
doesn't
term.
matter.
There
Just like
goes your
Obama.
22 million. But
When
how do we?
Obama got out
We
of
saying just
office,
22
there was
million? It does matter, right?
no.
Yes,
Listen, what I'm
it
saying
was
that is when
great
Obama,
actually. He
what I'm
left
saying
behind a surplus and
when
everything was good.
they leave, they do that on purpose, right? What does Biden say? Oh, we had the best unemployment numbers. But in reality, the 4 years that Trump was there before that was working on that. So and then what happens? He leaves office, and the next people coming up take the credit for it. It happens all the time, Troy. They even leave each other shit storms on the porch. What are you talking about? They leave bags of shit so when they come to office, they can't even do
Listen,
what they talking about doing. All right, Troy, I'm not gonna do it. I don't want, I'm passionate about you. I know what you're saying.
when he
But I
came
gotta
when he came in office, he cleaned up whatever Trump did, and then as years went on,
oh wow. So you're saying
that's when
Trump
he
ain't cleaning
built
up
the
Biden shit?
surplus.
This dude was basically brain dead for the last 2, 3
He
years
came
on this.
in. He
Oh
had he
my
had he had
God,
nothing to
dude.
clean up.
You
He
telling me
had
that
nothing
Biden
to
was making
clean up.
calls? You telling me Biden was making calls when he was in office those last 3 years? You telling me Biden was doing that? Biden was the
He
president.
had yet he 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 had nothing to clean up.
Oh wow.
And if
Dude,
you're a
Troy,
real leader, right? If
I
you're a real
he is
leader,
not even a man.
if
He's not
you're a
even a
real
man.
leader,
His
then
son was a scumbag.
it,
What are you talking
if
about?
you're a real leader, if you're a real leader, then you know how to delegate. Trump's son is a thief, and he pardoned him too. So
I'd rather a thief than
I
a
don't
nigga
know
who got little
anything about
girls and,
Biden's son.
and
That's not
measuring
my
crack
business.
rocks in a hotel with a laptop with guns and all that. Like that dude's really a problem.
Oh, wait, wait,
Yeah,
wait,
yeah. Oh yeah, you don't know.
wait.
Yeah, Biden's
A,
son is
a,
Hunter
a
Biden was a
problem to
thousand
who?
times.
A problem.
It don't matter. His dad is condoning. His dad is allowing it, right? So
How
he's
is
a
he a
freaking.
problem to this? How is he a problem to America?
cocaine in the White House. That's all I gotta
How's he a
say.
problem to America? It seems like he has his own personal problem. Okay, I mean,
You brought up
how does that
Trump's kind of
affect
like,
us as
I'm just letting you know
citizens?
who's the better, who's the lesser of two evils. You know what I mean?
How do no? How does I didn't bring up the lesser of anything evil? How does that affect us as citizens if the president's son is sniffing? See,
Nah, it
because
just
I
shows
deal
you
with
what kind of man he
reality.
is. It kind of shows you what kind of man he is. He can't,
Really?
accountability is not really for him. You know what I mean? Like he'd rather be away from all
Oh,
that.
oh, oh,
You're gonna say
oh!
the
Kind
same
of the
thing. I
same
know that
way.
you're gonna say the same thing about
Kind of the
Trump. I
same
know
way that Trump. Wait, because you use that word I love so much, accountability. You talking about
accountability
the
is a
man
bad choice of word. Yeah,
who had
bad choice.
three wives that he cheated on?
Oh,
Where's
you
the
serious
accountability
though?
with that?
What are you talking about? Martin Luther King was
You
cheating. What are
see
you talking
that
about? Like, you
man,
serious? This is America, bro. What are you
right?
talking
You
about,
talk
man?
no. You talking about the man whose son that he gave a job to, right? And then he was stealing from it, and he got caught, and he pardoned him real quietly. Nothing happened. You talk about a man who pardoned 1,500 people who attacked, brutalized, beat, and killed one officer, and threatened to kill
Are you talking about the
congressmen and
January
women,
6th?
but he
Are you talking about
pardoned
January
all those
6th? Are you talking
people.
about Jan 6th?
Where's the accountability with that?
Wow, you
Where's the
trying to blame that on
accountability
Trump?
with
You
all
trying to
that?
blame that on Trump,
Why
though? You
would you
see,
free
right into their playbook.
15?
I don't want to hear this,
Why
man.
would you free? He freed them, didn't he? Fact, right? He freed
Yeah.
1,500 criminals.
Yes, sir.
Why would he do that?
All right, whatever you say. I can't argue with that because, like I
And it's
said,
on
what's
video, so
going
you
on?
can't tell me it didn't happen.
Yeah,
It's on
that had nothing
video.
to do with Trump, man. Those were the people's self. You gotta understand, we have militia in this country that are ready to go up anyway. Either way it goes, they don't give a fuck about a Republican or Democrat. They're really gonna follow by the Constitution, yo, and they're gonna right to
Trump
bear arms.
freed them.
Man, listen, bro. You think that our justice system is gonna allow something that's wrong to just go like that? That's what you're telling me? Our beautiful judicial system is gonna allow people to be let free when they were guilty? You think that? That's what you're saying, Troy?
Trump freed 1,500 people.
Was it
You
Trump?
can't you
Was it
can't
Trump
wash
or
that
was it the
away
judge?
because it's fact.
Was it Trump or was it the
It's
judge?
called a pardon. It's called the
Ah,
perp. It's called a
man.
presidential pardon. Who's
Please,
the
man.
president?
Hey, listen, man. Larry,
Who's
what's
the
his name?
president? Trump.
Huh? Who was Larry Holmes got pardoned?
I
What from
don't.
his first sentence? He's still doing the state bid.
Larry
Like,
Holmes? No, you mean Larry Hoover?
Yeah, Larry Hoover. There you go.
You mean
Sorry,
Larry
sir.
Hoover?
Yeah, yes, that guy. Like that part of
Larry
shit is
Holmes
like
never
it
been to
got
jail.
you can only go so far with that shit. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
If the judge says no on certain things, he's not gonna let you go all the way with it. Like you're not coming home. But my argument ain't nothing. Like I said, at the end of the day, I'm happy that Rome is gonna fall either way, right? I don't care about no build up plan because they didn't give a fuck about how we was in here when we got caught in this shit. So at the end of the day, let it burn and we'll figure it out as we go along, right? On the fly in real time.
uh,
Because us trying to follow another person's plan is
that
probably
ain't
gonna
the
put
way
us
I'm
right back
looking
here.
at it.
I mean, I know what you're
Us
saying right
who?
now. What do
You
you think
talking
this
about the
world's gonna be
citizens?
yeah, us. Let us figure it out, right? That's the best way to do it because then we'll really be more considerate of each other now because we need each other more. Because
That
without
does
us, there
never
ain't no
work.
government.
That doesn't. That doesn't.
That's
That
cool then. What
doesn't
do you want
never
to do?
work. Here's
You want to
why.
balkanize everything? You want to
Here's
balkanize
why.
everything and have everybody
No,
separate?
no. Here's why you need a leader, right? Because when you have 1,000 voices saying 1,000 different things, nothing gets done. But if you have who knows the job and is focused more on the people, you'll get something done. And then we, the people, have the power to vote him out of office, and he knows that he'll keep straight. This man has the right to do whatever he wants. He could kill you in the street and not go to jail.
Yeah, as an executive order that was just passed that the military
Right.
on all American soil is allowed to
Yeah.
open fire on citizens. Yeah, and also
Why
in the
did they
60s,
do that?
if and
Why did they do it?
under Obama, they were allowed to
It wasn't
propaganda.
there. It wasn't
What?
there.
What are you talking about? And under Obama's office, they wrote a bill in to allow them to propaganda American citizens. What are you talking about, man? Like this shit don't just start at Trump, bro. You tripping, man? I understand that military
It's
opening fire on citizens
2025. I it's
because
2025.
you understand. You guys had a
President
grip on the
Obama is
shit for a
not
long
president.
time.
President
Listen to
Biden
me.
is not
You guys
president.
had a grip on it for a long time,
You
man.
guys who?
You
Let me ask
whatever
you
you guys are
something
labeled
just
under, I
real
don't
quick.
know. You guys are like
Are you
everything. Like
happy?
you guys are Marxists. That's what you
Are
guys
you
are.
happy with this man in office?
Straight
Are
communists.
you happy with this man in office?
I'm happy with
I'm
anybody in office
asking you a
besides Joe
question.
Biden.
Are you
Anybody in
happy
office
with Trump in
besides Joe
office
Biden.
though?
Yeah, right now, yeah. Yeah. I feel like
Why?
he has
Why?
our best interest in
Why?
his mind. I feel he has his best interest, our best interest in his, like he's ready to trying to make this
Who?
country.
Who? Trump? You talking
You
about
asked me a
Trump?
question. Yo, yeah, give me 1 second. Yeah, talking about Trump. Yes.
No, no. Right, right, right.
I think he's a lot better than Joe Biden.
Wow.
That's my bottom answer.
So,
He's a lot better and smarter than Joe
so
Biden.
get that way because the man is a cruel, wicked fool.
What man is not? What man is not? Who's
Me,
not?
me.
Troy, we all have secrets. We all have skeletons, man. Stop,
Yeah,
man.
we all got food. No, but this dude, you didn't see the
You know
speech
what
he
it is? I
gave
think it's
today,
his
did
white.
you?
I think it's his skin that
No,
bothers you. Is it the
no.
orange skin? I think the orange skin bothers you.
Right,
I think it's
right.
that Korean
I don't
barbecue
like
skin
orange
color is
people.
bothering you.
Uh, I I don't like orange people. Since he's the only orange person I know, there you go.
But you
But
can't admit
what
that
I'm
there was
saying
illegal
is
immigrants in this
this:
country in the last 4 years
I
under
have my
Biden.
eye.
I can't really go no further with you because you can say everything you want about this man right here. He's a bad man, yes.
I,
But you know what? It takes
I
someone
can
like this to
admit
make this shit
this.
straight. They
I
makes this
can
shit straight.
admit this.
You tell me Russia
Say
wasn't
what?
joking over here? You tell me that Russia and all these other countries you wasn't just benefiting off of Biden sitting here looking dumb while they was just eating money and using the money that we're sending them for war and military equipment
How
and they're using it for
how did
stock
they
of Bitcoin and
benefit?
shit? No, I'm asking you. You think that was a good way this country should have been ran? Just let it go like that and let this war keep going. These all these proxy wars that are just sucking us into it. Like you think that's the way? Like whether he took sides with Israel, is it
That's
real or
really
not? I
not our
can't.
damn business, is it?
Right, right. So why were we giving so much money to Ukraine then?
I just have a that's politics, but I ask the same
Oh,
question
now it's
because I don't see that
politics.
as this
Oh
country's
man, I
business.
could say all of this shit
I
is
don't.
politics. Troy, come on,
No,
man. That's the
no,
first answer you're gonna
seriously.
give me is
No,
politics.
no, no, seriously, because that's
It's
how I feel.
corruption. Yo, did
That's
not
how
Biden leave
that's
$6 billion of
just
military equipment, Troy, in Afghanistan when they left? Did he just pull out and leave all of our logistics and equipment down in
no,
Afghanistan? Say no, Troy, and I'm
actually
out of here.
no.
Oh
That was Trump. That was Trump the
no, it was
first
not.
time
No, it was not.
around.
No, it was not. I'm pretty
But
sure it was not.
anyway,
I'm pretty sure it was not. It was
anyway,
Biden, man.
anyway,
You don't know what
listen to
you're talking
me.
about. No, it's
Nothing you
not.
can
Anyway,
say
get
to
it
me
right.
is gonna
Get it right. Because it was Biden, man. It
nothing.
was
No,
six
no,
billion
no.
dollars.
No, no. I am right. I am
No, you're
right.
not.
But
I promise you, you're not
that
right.
don't
It
have
was not
any.
Trump. It has
Okay,
nothing to do with it because it doesn't fit your argument,
okay,
right?
fine, fine, fine. You said he left all those weapons out of there. How
Six
does that affect
billion
the man?
dollars worth of logistics and our military equipment, and the fact that they were giving Ukraine probably double that. Come on, Troy. What are you talking about? We don't got money in this country to feed our
How
own
does
kids,
how does that
and they for
affect?
fucking giving, huh?
Right, 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 right. But you know what?
Your man Biden
In
is giving
about
them.
five
Biden's
days, we're
giving them
gonna have a
$600 million
parade.
every year.
Right, right, right. But in about
$600 million
five
every year.
days, we're gonna have a parade for a
Yeah,
man.
military.
Nope,
Yes.
nope,
Yep.
nope. Listen to me. In about 5 days, we're gonna have we're gonna have a parade for this man who never served in the military, but he's getting a military parade. That's costing millions. It's gonna cost $500 million to fix up that plane he just got
Oh
from a
my
country he said
God,
was
yo, you
terrorist.
believe that shit
And guess
too,
who's
man.
paying for all that? We are. But you're not complaining, right? In 2016, he said that that country is a terrorist country. It needs to be stopped. But
Let me tell you something,
now he
man.
gleefully
His
and willfully accepts
that
a half a
Trump is a
billion dollar
hustler.
a
Trump, listen
plane,
to me.
which is
Trump,
going to
like you
be his
said,
personal plane.
no, don't believe that shit, man. President's only temporary. You believe in that shit like he's gonna be for here forever. I'm just telling you now.
Okay,
Trump is a businessman and a hustler. Biden is a politician. Trump will make this country double up. Biden is gonna keep us in these same kind of
I have
political games, trying to
I haven't
pick
seen any
wars and
good that
shining.
he's done.
You don't have to see it because your
I
eyes
haven't
ain't
s-
looking for it.
I
All you
haven't
want to
seen
see is
it.
the negative. Let me tell you something. Einstein proves to
I
people that
if
all
it
we look
was
for is the
good
negative.
there, then I would say it was good there. I haven't seen any good that he's done.
Right.
If it was
What I'm
good
saying
there,
is
then I would
Einstein
say it's so good there.
Right. Einstein proved the theory that all of us really just want to see the worst in people, right? He went into I remember there was a thing they told me a story that he did his timetables, right? And he knew them, and he went all the way from the 9 timetable all the way to 12 and made the 12th one wrong on purpose. And no one ever said that he was smart blowing the 9 timetable in that year in probably like the 3rd grade. But what they was worrying about more is that he got it wrong in the last one, which was like probably 12. See, that's what we look for. We like to nitpick, yo. We want to go and you good now. And then when we make a mistake or something comes up that would where you're not happy with or suitable with, that's what you start to point at. And that's your argument. And that's terrible because, like I said, we're all human, man. It's not gonna be a perfect run when the other people before you made this shit a shithole and you got to dig your way out of it. You know what I mean? But I don't want to argue too much about it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you right,
Hmm.
I'm right, whatever you want to say. You don't want to admit that there was illegal immigrants in this country by the millions. I'm not gonna argue no more about that. Like I said, it's not. I can tell you these riots is an insurrection by the
I just
Democrats.
don't know how
I'm just
you
gonna say
hide
that.
20. I don't know how you hide 20. No, no, no. Hold on, Frankie. I don't know how you hide 22 million people, and I don't know why you think all 22 million are Latinos.
I never even said they Latinos.
What
First of
actually
all, I
leads you
never
to
said
believe that
nothing
22
about that.
million
I never said
people
that,
could just
sir. I never said they
walk
were
into here?
Latinos, sir. Never said that, sir. Never put
You
that. I
said
never.
that
I never.
you
No.
said that I'm a citizen and I'm here legally,
Yeah, because you
and
mentioned
those are
ISIS on
people.
the East
Yeah.
Coast. You mentioned ISIS on the East Coast, sir,
Hmm.
when I was walking in my house, and I had to
Well,
get back to this. I rebutted what you're saying.
I
I didn't say nothing about that,
I
but
can tell you this, right? I got two eyes, and I see things honestly and plain. I understand how to work both sides of my brain. So when I speak, it doesn't take that much to explain. And I also understand when you do word word salad. Also do know when you speak word salad,
semantics,
simple and
semantics.
plain. But that's okay. I understand you. Well, look, I'm gone, man. I got I have a friendly
All right.
face I need to talk to. You're not
Yes,
friendly.
sir. Yeah, I hate you, Troy. You're my guy, though, man. I see you later, man. That's fine, man. Just good conversation, man. Just good conversation. Just
All right.
mental gymnastics, man. I'll talk to you, brother, man.
Hmm.
Right.
That's right,
It's because I
brother.
put my Trump picture up, right? It's because I put my Trump picture up. I know it, man.
I am never doing another Trump show. I'm gonna go back to Daddy's Lounge, and I got a tribute show to do. Oh, thank you. Before I jump out of here very rudely, and I thank everybody, and we say thank you for all the folks who came through, everybody that watched me, everybody that listened to me. Thank you. Please share and subscribe. I would appreciate it greatly. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to say, Issei, this damn fly came through my front door. Thank you. You've been a big support. I appreciate that. Frankie Blanco, it's all wonderful and good, man. Thank you for your support. Troy Graham, thank you for your support. That guy Clips, doors always open, my good brother. And thank you for your support, man. Appreciate it. And everybody else that peeped in and didn't come on, but they peeped in and chilled out, watched for a little bit. I appreciate it. I see the numbers. I see the numbers from time to time when I pay attention to it. But I will be back on Friday, and it will be a Daddy's Lounge show on Friday. Trump is gone. Next week, I got something special for you as far as what type of shows I'm doing. I'm working on it, so pray. We're gonna do some good prayer, and we might have something special for y'all next week. But thank you, I appreciate it, one and all. Bless up, one and all. And remember, this fly is annoying. Remember, just because you hear something over and over and over again does not make it the truth. That's right. The best trick the devil ever pulled was let you to believe you didn't, made you believe you didn't exist. Remember that, and you can't get tripped up. Bless up.